Hello, hello, hello. Hey, can you hear me? Yay! Sorry, I called you because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something on my end. I can hear you guys, but hello. Hi. Squeebop a bop.
Is this?
Sorry, we're just trying to figure out
Oh,
some.
All
So you,
good.
you can hear me,
yeah, I can
right?
hear you.
Okay. And Jonah can hear us. Okay, so that's good. So let's just use the mic here.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, hold on. All right. Is this gonna? Yeah, that
I
seems
think
like
it's
it'll
gonna
work.
work. Yeah, I think
We
let's
got
bring this.
signals.
You guys sound so clear on my
Okay,
end.
I'm glad
Oh,
to hear that.
perfect.
And I think this is gonna work actually. Hopefully there's not some crazy delay over the WFNP. But
Yeah.
anyway, Bailey, introduce yourself, I think,
Yeah. All
first.
right. So this is Bailey or DJB. On the Hive today, we have a very special edition today. I'm in the studio with Emma P. From Off the Record. Um, and we got Jonah
Jonah
in
P.
in the digital studio. Um,
What's up?
and we've got a little conversation thing today.
Yeah,
Do you got
sorry.
anything?
Yeah, so I'm Emma, Emma P. Off the record. I'm here every Friday 8 to 10, and Bailey's here every Wednesday 11 to 12 on WFNP.org. I'm also the music director, and I'm trying to get some music things going on, interviewing local artists. It's been a lot harder during COVID. I'm sure we'll touch on that, if not once, I mean, way more than once here in this show today. We've got Jonah P. in Clean Feed. What did Tom
Hey
say?
guys.
Tom said we sound good.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so
Thank you,
everything
Tom,
sounds good.
listening. I'm glad. It's been a whirlwind. We've been here since like 10:20 trying to figure everything out, but thank you. Jonah, you want to introduce yourself before we move forward?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous, but my name is Jonah. Jonah P. Jonah Pomerantz, and yeah, I'm from New York, and these two amazing people were kind enough to have me on the show, so thank you so much.
Thank you for
pleasure,
being
pleasure
here.
is ours.
Yeah, the
Like for
pleasure
real.
is all
like,
ours.
like honestly, I've wanted this to happen for a while.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. All right. So, to start off, I think I don't know. What do you did anything burning so far that you want to touch on first?
Yeah, I mean, I also want to say for anyone listening that we're going to re air this show Friday on Off the Record from 8 to 10. So this is going to be on FM as well. It's a bit of a trial run for us, but that's okay.
Oh,
Jonah,
I got
we'd,
you.
yeah,
You want
no, I was going to say we'd love to hear anything about your last album, Passerbys. Both of us are huge fans of it.
Oh my god,
And
thank you.
yeah, I mean, I listen to it pretty often. I don't know about you, Bailey. I'm sure
Yeah.
we kind of know it back to back. So would love to
Well,
start there because that's the latest release from you.
yeah, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah,
Just
we
making
can hear
Yeah.
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, so that album, thank you guys so much. Oh my god, it really means a lot to me that you guys listened to it. And it basically, I recorded that back in, well, from 2019 of October 11th or October 20th, I think. And then we recorded, Alana and I recorded, Alana Natter, who has recorded a lot of different people within our circle, like on Pink, for just to name
Mm-hmm.
like my favorite band right now, actually. And we kind of started. He was going to SUNY Purchase at the time. He was a senior, and I was riding up to White Plains like every other weekend for about, I'd say, 6 months, and then we took another six, and then we recorded. I would get there at like after classes. At, I'd say, maybe like 6 o'clock. We would eat dinner, and then we would like record until 3 a.m.
Oh
And we
wow.
would do that for like 2 days in a row each time. And then I would come up to do revisions, and we would have like shorter sessions sometimes. But I basically, for like some of the first couple tracks we did. Everybody who plays drums on the record is not me. First of all, I had Izzy Da Fonseca and Alon Natter and Danny Eberly, where they played drums on all the tracks. But other than that, it was mostly me, Alon, and I tracking for that period of time. And then I think the last time I went up to record was in February, late February, and we had been hearing a lot about COVID. So it was like, thank goodness we got it done in time. And then after that, we just Alana and I spent basically the rest of the year up until October mixing and mastering. He mixed it, but he would send me mixes, and then I would give him like a long, detailed note about, just very specific things and things that I wanted to happen with the music. And so it was, and then we released it a year after we started recording, which was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I read that on the Bandcamp, and I remember just sort of being like, oh, that's kind of fitting. Like like a full year after you started writing the record, it came out.
Oh yeah,
which is I think really cool.
Well, yeah.
What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we wanted to release it earlier, but we spent a lot of time, kind of producing it. So I initially wanted to release it in like July or August or June, I think, and then it kind of just happened that way. So that we just took a long time.
Was that because like it was like, I mean, the record, like, it sounds like really good. So was that like a meticulous process in terms of generating those sounds, or was that a product of the pandemic?
Oh, that was the meticulous process. I think that I'm not the best recorder, so it takes me a lot of takes to get something that I'm happy with. And that's why we would start at like 6 and then go to 1, because I just was really specific about what I wanted it to sound like. And I was composing and arranging like kind of in the moment. So I would have basically guitar, piano, scratch ideas where basically I just sent Alon like a list of songs that were, and some of them didn't make it on the record, but it was basically just me singing them and playing guitar. Sometimes I would have a demo with some synth ideas. But for the most part, it was like we would lay down the guitar, then the vocals, and then it was like, okay, so what's the rest of this going to sound like? And I was really blessed with people like Cody Zussman, who plays cello on Mission and Ginger Shot. I basically was just blessed with these like amazing musicians that I had at my disposal at Purchase College. Danny Eberly, Izzy DeFonseca being two of them, and then Connor Kleitz of Lip Critic also played a big role in engineering, and we used his tape machine actually.
That's awesome.
Oh, really?
So it was his father's tape machine, I believe, from the 80s, Tascam 388. And
beautiful machinery.
Yeah. It was just that was really a big part of it. That was like the only thing that I was really certain about, other than the songs and production wise, was I wanted it to have that kind of really warm tape sound, and we had access to one. So
it's awesome. It really does have such an authentic feeling to it. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah,
wow.
There's also another thing I want to add, I guess. It's just like you listing off all those names. I feel like I was looking for something to attribute sort of this like magical feeling to the record, almost like this really sort of secluded look into something so personal. And there's like a lot of these really like personal little moments in the record. And I was always looking for something to attribute it to, but I guess the appearances of all those other musicians can really help when you have all those great minds pushing towards something so great.
I mean, everybody that's on the record I love with all my heart. Jolie Gordon as well. I'm just trying to, she's
awesome.
Yeah, she's
Shout
amazing.
Out
she sings.
Houndstooth.
Shout out Houndstooth, amazing band, and she also writes her own music as well. And everybody that is on this record, I'm really comfortable with, and it had to be that way because the content of the music is really personal, as you said, and I'm kind of an insecure person, so it was people that I felt really comfortable around, and Alana was just so nurturing and really like worked with me throughout the recording process to kind of just get it to get those intimate and personal sounding sounds.
Yeah, we're big Alon fans here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How could you not be?
Speaking of the intimacy and everything surrounding the release of the record, of course we brought up COVID. I'd love to talk about the love stream, if we might move on there
yeah.
a little bit.
Sure, yeah. The love stream is I basically was doing some live videos, just playing songs off the record to try and promote it a little bit. And then I noticed that people were responding well to it, and I had this idea like you can go live on Instagram with like I think up to 4 people, but I thought, well, why not just get like a weekly or not bi-weekly, like a 2 times a week thing going where I have a different guest on each show, and I call it the love stream because it's really just about like it's a little cheesy, but it really is about like spreading love in a time where there's not a lot of love, and that's really my intention behind it. Was I also got people that either I've worked with in the past or I've have had a lot of respect for, didn't get to play music with. Um, so that's been going on since March, or no, since February now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been really fun. Uh, I think
Yeah.
tomorrow we have Emma Stature from Dirt Buyer, and also Stature. She's amazing,
That's
and she's
awesome.
gonna be on.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's like a little bit of live music every week, and that's something we've all been really missing.
Oh, totally.
I can't wait to do. That's another question. Do you plan to play solo live from your EP once the world is back in order?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once live music happens again in any type of capacity, I'll definitely be playing these songs as well as some new ones. And Emma, you actually worked on one of the new
Oh
songs that
yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
working on, and it's I'm trying. I've written a lot of music since then, but I do because like there wasn't really a time to like play these songs out. I played 1 or 2 shows
Hmm.
right before the pandemic hit
Yeah.
and the world went kablooey. Uh,
Yeah.
but
I can't wait. I mean,
oh yeah,
I love your upright bass playing. It's funny, like
oh oh
I've
my
only
god,
ever seen you play live before I knew you in your band Play Shoes, which is really crazy.
oh my god. Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that was at Sunnyvale, right?
Yeah, Sunnyvale, I think. And
Yeah.
I've like really met you in passing, and I remember Joe of On Pink saying, you're gonna love him. Like you'll meet him outside of this, crazy environment one day. And then we did, of course, and now here we are.
Yeah.
But Play Shoes was awesome live. I don't know. I guess we could talk about Play Shoes for a second if you'd like to.
Sure, yeah. Play shoes. Those are my brothers. Like that's kind of a very very different sound than my solo stuff. It's I don't want to call it. It's just heavy rock, punk
Hmm.
influence with a little bit of like a lot. There's a lot of improv and a lot of. I mean, Gabe Piano, Harry Smith, and I, we we're all like jazz musicians, or we play jazz music, and we are very comfortable with improvising with each other. And then we have our friend Justin Nunakawa, or he goes by Joy in that band, and he kind of just brings his this crazy like MC ish squelching vocal like presence to the band, and it just is we it kind of just started with us playing as friends at Gabe and Justin were living on like near Wall Street a couple years ago, and they had like a space with drums, and they would always we would always get in trouble for playing really loudly
Oh,
in their apartment building. And yeah, we've been playing music together for a really long time, like before that as a trio, and then Justin came into the mix, and it's just kind of like this really like when I say it's a magical thing, I'm saying that almost as like a fan of it because I just have so much respect for all of them,
mm-hmm.
and I just feel so natural in that state playing like bass for a group like that, especially because it's just so loose, and the songs to me are kind of really more like templates than like set.
Totally.
Here's the. I mean, yes, there's a chorus, there's a verse, there's a bridge, there's all that. There's a form to it, but it's like really liquid, and it's just like the most fun. That's like, it's funny. We played the last show ever, the last set ever at SUNY Purchase, the Stewed,
Mm-hmm.
right on March like 7th or
Oh
something.
wow, so a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago, and then the next week, everything was canceled.
Yeah.
And
Oh, what a
yeah,
time.
but that was like a really great show. I think Gabe was in like Calvin Klein underwear and cow boots, and
Oh
that was
my
it.
god,
my
that's
God.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would
So
have
it's a
loved to
little.
have been at that show. Like, what a last hurrah before
Oh my
everything.
god. Yeah, I was like singing about like the virus, like as a
Oh
joke
my
almost.
Oh
god.
my
I was like,
gosh.
"There's a virus on the
Oh
streets" or
no.
something,
I feel like we
and
all
I like
were.
did.
Yeah, we were all making jokes that we
They're like,
really.
oh, you have a cough? Is that coronavirus? It's
The
like,
jokes that aged
no.
the most poorly ever, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now we hear a cough and it's just like you shudder
Fear.
in
Yeah.
fear.
Oh
pure
my
fear.
god. Yeah, I was at the post office and I had COVID, so I have antibodies, and I
Yeah.
had my first injection of the Moderna vaccine, so I
Yeah.
feel a little bit safer like going out into the world.
Totally. Yeah,
But still,
congrats.
oh thanks, yeah, but still I go out into the world and like I see people without their masks on, I get
Oh,
really angry, and
yeah.
like I hear people coughing, and I like take like 5 steps away.
Totally.
Word. Yeah.
I feel like I was already like that too, like so germophobic that someone would cough in the grocery store and I'd like hold my breath when I walk by, and now it's just like coupled with such a level of fear that I could have never imagined.
Oh my god. I wasn't quite that way. I would like sleep on the train, which I
Uh-huh.
would never do now. Like after a day of school, like and
Yeah.
I would have a long train ride, I would like
Aw.
fall asleep. I cannot imagine myself ever doing something like that ever again.
Yeah. Aw. It's kind of a bummer. The
Yeah.
innocence of the old world.
Oh yeah.
Jonah, we'd love to play a song from your record before we go into a little PSA break. Do you have? I was gonna play Ginger Shot, but do you have any ones that you'd like us to play and then talk
Sure,
about?
no, Ginger Shot's fine. Yeah, that one. Thank you so
Ginger shot
much.
is
One of
great.
my personal favorites.
Aw, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Lord.
of course.
All right. So we're gonna be back real quick with Jonah on the Hive, but we're gonna hear that first.
And we'll
So yeah,
reconvene.
we'll
shortly,
reconvene.
Yeah.
We'll be right.
See you in a sec,
Be
Jonah.
right back.
He had a hairy tongue and crooked eyes, a seedy voice but only half a side. He had a brother with some cuts just like mine. I wonder if he uses iodine. His little sister used to play the slots, and when she won big, she scored sweeter than a ginger shot. I wonder what she did with her time. I saw her holding silver nitrate and iodine. Last time I saw you, you were knocking down the bookshelves. You looked at me and then I started to help. You laughed at me and said you're better than you are now. I wonder if I'll ever see them again. Is it all really just big means to an end?
Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Are you facing foreclosure? Then come down to Megalo and Partners. We're a mortgage rescue company, and we can help you keep your house. Provided you submit to our plans for galactic domination. No, I'm kidding.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
Okay, we're back on the
Hello?
Hive. Hello,
Yeah,
Jonah. Sorry, we're
Hey.
having some weird audio issues as far as like the levels in the studio. So I think everything's coming really well through Clean Feed, but I'm worried that if anyone's listening, WFNP.org, I know Tom texted us and said it sounds good, but I just don't know how I know the PSAs might have come in super loud or the song might have come in super loud versus what we were sounding like. So I'd love to hear some feedback, basically. But-
Also, preemptively apologize.
Yeah, totally.
Just in case.
Yeah, so sorry if we like hurt anyone's
Destroyed
ears.
anyone's
Yeah.
eardrums.
But anyway.
All right, but yeah, here we are.
So we're back. We played Ginger Shot for everyone here listening on WFNP.org. That's beautiful Jonah P, who we're interviewing right now. Jonah, do you want to talk about that song a little bit? You don't really have to go into any detail, but if you would love to hear about even just the recording process because it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. That song was actually one of the first songs I wrote for the record, even though it's last. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
Okay, cool. And that was actually speaking of COVID, I did that. That was the last thing that we recorded. And I recorded that in my bedroom actually with the guitars, and then Cody, who plays cello on it, he overdubbed remotely from his house, and then Alon and I produced it, and Alon mixed and mastered it. And in terms of, the content of the song, it's kind of just a story about these two characters and myself, I guess, who are struggling with something. It's kind of unclear, and I just kind of, I don't know. It's a piece about. I mean, their illness is kind of a theme that's weaved throughout this thing.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a, just like an illustration of that, I guess, is what I would say about it.
Totally, yeah. I love it. It's definitely
Thank
my
you.
favorite, and it closes the album. It's just
Yeah,
really cool.
it ends on a really nice, like, note. I think, just in terms of the record, like to me, it's like a somber end, but I like them personally, and I think it goes really nicely.
Totally.
I also love the lyrics,
Yeah.
like, so much.
Definitely. You're a poet all along this album.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Speaking of cello and upright bass, which you play, and jazz, we wanted to hear about a little bit about your jazz past, if you might want to go there. I know you touched upon it a little earlier, but you're a LaGuardia graduate. You've gone on to do some wonderful jazzy things.
Work with some crazy names.
Yeah,
also,
totally.
So
We'll let you drop those yourself if you'd like to.
Oh my god. Well, I guess the main person is Ahmed Abdullah. He played, and I met him at the New School for Jazz Contemporary Music, or they call it the School of Jazz. Like all of a sudden, they like very new school. If you don't know anything about them, they like are very disorganized and like they're great, but they, So Ahmed Abdullah was a member of the Sun Ra Orchestra in the 70s and 80s, and I took his class with Gabe, who's in Play Shoes, and that we have a band called the Landmark Band that played at Purchase's Culture Shock a couple years ago, and basically it's kind of like we play music from Sun Ra's repertoire, and as well as like some people that played with Sun Ra and people that composed music around that time. And it's called a Landmark Band because kind of in the same way that Play Shoes functions, there's like we play like a whole hour consecutively, like without stopping. So like if we play one song, then we treat the songs as landmarks. So it's like we play one song and then we have to figure out how to get to the next one, and we're all really close and comfortable with each other. So that kind of is able to happen, and there's been so many like aha moments where I think that the music's gonna go some way, and then Ahmed will like start playing something like 30 clicks slower than I thought that we were about to do it on purpose, just to throw me off kilter. And yeah, I mean, I played a lot. I wouldn't consider myself like a jazz musician, because I think that a jazz musician is somebody who really wants to, everything about their life. Like, people that I know that are jazz musicians are very dedicated to like jazz, and mostly that jazz composition, the tradition, like upholding the tradition of jazz, whatever that means to said player.
Right.
And to me, I really like to do a lot of different types of things, and I don't really have like there was a time like when I applied to the new school, and when I was playing a lot more upright bass than I am now. There was a time where I was like, I'm gonna be a jazz bassist. That's what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah.
I wanna play with people like Ambrosia Kinmusari, who's really awesome. You should check him out. I wanted to play with people like I wanted to play only jazz music, and then my dynamics have changed since then. But I'm really happy. Oh yeah, like that stuff really like in terms of just harmony and melody, that kind of all that stuff was super valuable to what it is that I do now. And I still do enjoy playing standards and like singing songs in the American Songbook. I still love it, and I love jazz. I listen to it every day. It's just that I'm not really trying to just be a jazz bass player right now. Who knows, though?
I was just going to ask also, since we're on the topic of like jazz and what's influenced you, do you have any like top influences that you sort of think about kind of every time you make music, or that are just always sort of lingering in the back of your mind? Obviously, it doesn't have to be jazz. You say you experiment with tons of different genres, so.
Let me think for a sec. There's so many people. Like, for some reason, the main person that always comes to mind, like, it was probably Joni Mitchell. Like, I grew up listening to a lot of her music because my mom, and then there's a lot of jazz people that my mom was also listening to. And then it's funny, my dad, like, I'm not a huge Deadhead, but my dad loves the Grateful Dead, and so I don't really love the Grateful Dead that much, because to me, they've become, like, this meme, almost. But I love Jerry Garcia's voice, and his voice to me is very influential. Just the way he sings and that really vulnerable, like, high-pitched thing. That's really...
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even, like, make that parallel until you mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, he's like, as soon as he died, like, that band, like, went down the hole, in my opinion. I mean, they're still doing stuff, but not to, put anybody down. I just think that they, like, that was their peak when Jerry Garcia was involved with them. And then, obviously, like, people like Elliott Smith, I was really into him at the time. Nick Drake. And, but yeah, mostly those people. And then I really was, for some reason, I mean, this doesn't really translate as much, but I love St. Vincent in the way that she writes melodies and arranges songs. I was thinking a lot about arrangement and her types of arrangement. And then Joni was for, like, the lyric writing and the vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then those people all just kind of, like, allowed me to be vulnerable, I guess. I was like, okay, if they can do that, and they can, like, if these people can sit down and play a song and just kind of pour everything out, then that's what I want to do. I want, like, I that's all I want to do, is I want to reach people, and all I want to do is spread love and make people feel a little less alone in the world. And for anybody that even, has an illness or has any type of adversity at all, I don't know, I'm sounding like I'm preaching.
It's very admirable. That's a very, just, like, I don't know, that's a good way to think about things.
Totally.
That's what we need more of anything. I feel like it can be seen as cliche, but
nah, that's like I was actually reading about this yesterday. It's a very, like, sadly American and New York centric mindset to be, like, angry at talking about such, like, deep feelings or, like, profound impacts of things. It's like, that's not cheesy unless we say it's cheesy. It's true. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's funny how we do that to happiness.
I know, right?
Yeah. yeah, we're just so jaded and like
Totally.
Exactly.
everybody's trying to be cool,
Yeah.
you know.
There's a lot to
And
be
I'm
mad about, though, but there's also, it's contrarily.
It's cool
right.
to be happy.
Yeah.
Let's say that now, you know?
Yeah, and it's also cool to be like sad and to be open
Totally.
about that and to talk about that and to
Yeah.
I think that that's really important, you know.
Feel-
Just as important as being angry about things that are really awful.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just the range of emotion. It's good to
Yeah,
feel them
totally.
all. Going back a ways a little bit, you were talking about Jerry, so
Oh yeah.
Alon and stuff, right? So
yeah.
like, you guys work. You mentioned that, but I'm curious to hear what you have to say about the recent re-recordings of your band Chocolate, another musical project that you are involved with.
Oh yeah.
So that was the summer. What was that process like?
Oh, Chocolate was my first band ever, and it's me. For people who don't know, it's Lon Natter on guitar, Danny Everly on drums, and I played bass and I sung and wrote songs for the band. And this summer we got together. We played in high school. We played like all around New York in high school, like at these different venues. A lot of times we played at this place called 72, which was it was like a venue that was curated for high school students. You had to be under 18 to play there. And sometimes there'd be people that were like in their like mid-20s playing there and you're like, what's going on? And but we, that band is like has a very, very special place in my heart. And I talking about anger, I think at that point in time I was a lot angrier than I am now. And that was like my main influences at that point I think were like Captain Beefheart and Nirvana.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
That's awesome.
yeah, that's
so
so
it's
cool.
like I just like really loved. I was just really, really angry about a lot of different things, and we kind of just got together, and that band like allowed me to express that part of myself, and also we kind of just transformed. We Alon, Danny, and I have a very special connection as friends and as musicians, and I love that band. And basically, this summer or last summer, we got together and we had Joe Ippolito come by, and we were just like, we're gonna re-record all these songs, and for no reason other than we just wanted to hang out with each other because we're just such huge like fans of each other.
Yeah.
And so we went to the Hum House in New Paltz and recorded with Christian Pataccio, and Alon was also engineering, and it's being mixed right now by Joe. And it was just like we did it for 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks that's when I met you, Emma.
Yeah.
That was like a really fun time. I mean, that was just like
It was like a vacation for all of us.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I
I was
loved
like really sad to leave.
Yeah.
Um,
I was sad for you to leave. That was like such a week of some of like my favorite people or people I most admire, and like, meeting you and then having you added to the list of people I most admire. It was just such a whirlwind of joy and music making, and it's really something I'll probably remember forever. I honestly wish I like journaled or something during it. I might have to go back in my memory and write all that stuff down.
yeah, that was really special for sure. Like going to the creek.
Oh yeah.
And also that was the first time that I had been out of the city since the pandemic, and I had seen anybody. I had no social contact, and then all of a sudden I was just like embraced with all this love and joy, and just like and just music was just kind of the backdrop. It was really funny to me. I was thinking about it. It's like we were recording such angry jaded songs that I wrote when I was in high school, but I was like the happiest I had ever been.
Yeah.
And
I love the juxtaposition there, honestly.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot more fun.
And it's funny, you talk about Jerry Bailey, like
Yes.
definitely we played our share of Grateful Dead songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We did like Saint Stephen and The Golden Road and Friend of the Devil cover.
Classic.
So yeah.
Wait, did you record those?
We record. You know what's weird? I think there are some recordings lying around of Friend of the Devil, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
And there's videos of us playing St. Stephen,
Oh my
like when we were
gosh.
juniors in high school.
That's
Danny's literally a
unbelievable.
freshman.
Need to hear.
Yeah, that's gonna need to be released.
I don't know about that.
Oh, secret release.
Secret release, yeah.
We'd love to play a chocolate song for everyone listening. Do you have any specific
Oh.
ones from the old stash that you'd like us to play, or?
Yeah, let me think. I want to make sure there's like 2 that have curse words in them. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think they come up as explicit, so we'll know.
You want to play No Dream?
Yeah, is it on Spotify?
Oh, that one's
do you
on
know?
Bandcamp.
Oh, we could probably find it quickly.
I can pull it
It's
up on
on.
Bandcamp.
Is it not on Spotify?
It
I
might
don't
not
think it is
be.
because that was the single, right? That one was.
Yeah, it's a single.
That's all right. We'll find it totally.
Yeah, we'll pull this up. I'm committed.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
That was the last chocolate song we recorded
Yeah.
before we did these past.
this is I think this is Joe's favorite
Yeah.
chocolate song.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I love
All
Joe.
Yeah.
That means a
Big
lot.
Joe fans, Big Alon fans,
Yeah.
Big Joe fans here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so let's play that song for everyone. We'll hopefully not, bust everyone's ears.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
try this again. See you in a sec.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody stay away. Don't come back another day. Call my name. It's not a shame. Oh, embrace. Even what you'll never understand. Everybody, please come around. I promise I won't sag on the ground. Secretions new and old. Sodium chloride for the soul. Please, I'm begging for a pair of open arms. Warm and cold. I can never understand what I've been Little son, why don't you call me? Little son, why don't you smile? Sitting in my pearl just like a blistering sun. I don't know what I did to you. I would apologize if I knew. I was in pain, no, I know you. All these things you know, I didn't know that you knew. Sun still don't shine without you. The sun stays not to him without you. The sun stays no dream without you. The sun stays no dream without you.
All right. Cool. Yeah,
So-
I also love that song. I think, like I said, it's my favorite chocolate song, though.
Oh, like I said, we
Yeah.
recorded that.
Yeah, no, I know. Joe sent me like the first bounce, I think, a while ago. It like again, like first bounce, so plenty of work for it to be done, but it already sounded so good.
Oh my god!
I'm
Thank you.
like,
Yeah, I remember recording that.
yeah,
You know?
the
It's so
original or
weird.
the
I like him. Well, both. It's a little cringy for me to listen to my own voice ever,
Aw.
but like, oh my gosh, listening back to that, I had such a different thing going on
Aw.
then.
hmm
Yeah,
But
you've done so
I
many different things
definitely.
with your voice.
Oh,
I
thanks.
love
I
it. It's
mean,
so cool.
um,
You
I
got
definitely
that.
hurt my voice a
Aw.
lot back then, more than I did. I definitely hurt. Like, would be playing shows with Chocolate and like wouldn't be able to speak for a couple of days, and now that doesn't happen anymore. But when I went up to New Paltz and recorded, it definitely was happening again.
hmm
So,
Totally.
You kind of have that Kurt Cobain growl
Yes.
sometimes. That's like all over in utero.
Yeah.
that's what I
Um,
wanted.
I love it. I'm all here for
I
it.
totally heard it on that track, No Dream. I love that. You guys could, anyone listening could check that one out on Bandcamp. There's a great chocolate Bandcamp. It's spelled CHALKLIT. So don't be looking for some chocolate, the other kind.
Yeah, none of that.
You could
sweet
eat it
stuff.
while you listen, though. But yeah, I love that one. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't know that one. I'm just, I know the Elephant Music classics, but I didn't know No Dream. I'll have to go back to it. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah. of
Wait,
course.
real quick.
Yeah.
What's good with Danny's spoken word part on What Is Change? Was that written or improvised?
That's written.
Whoa! All right. Wait.
We might have to play
can
it,
we
right?
can we run that real
Yeah.
quick? Wait, no. I
Sure.
mean like I want to like who did the how did that come about? Like I just want to know how that monologue like happened. I love it. It's so funny. I love it.
I honestly couldn't even tell you. I just know that we had that song as like an instrumental, and they were like, "Danny, you should just speak over this."
Mhm.
And then I remember him reading from an iPhone, so I know it was written. And I think that when we re-recorded it, it might have been, I don't know. Danny will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he might have improvised a little bit more when we re-recorded it, and I think that the song takes on a new meaning. I'm not sure though. I haven't heard it since summer. Actually, I'm really excited.
Oh
to hear
wait,
this
you did
bounces.
re-record that one.
Or did we not? I don't know.
I thought someone told me that didn't end up making the cut.
Oh, maybe not then.
Oh.
Well, then that's yeah. Yeah, maybe we can't redo that.
Yeah, it's too magical, man. You can't even recapture that.
Changes something that's happened all the time. Yeah, that's my favorite track, I think.
I love the instrumental, and I love like the chorus. I guess it would be right.
Yeah.
The what is that is yeah. I love that.
I love when Danny sings in that band. He would sing a lot of the covers, and he would sing that song, and also harmonize with me. That was so magical every time he did that.
Yeah, I love Danny's voice. It's so
Oh,
cool.
me too.
The first thing I think I said to him when I met him, I saw my first On Pink show, and I was like, "How do you play drums and sing? Like how I don't even get that." Like,
Yeah, no,
Me
I
neither.
know. It was mind blowing.
yeah, it still is.
Funny aside, I'll say quickly, when I saw On Pink for the first time, I had no idea what kind of music it was going to be. So it was just like they were opening for another friend's band, and I didn't really know any of them yet. I just was vaguely talking to Joe, and then I saw them, and I was like, what the heck is this? I love it.
Oh yeah,
Totally
that was my
different than
thing.
I am expected.
The first Chocolate show was with On Pink, and they were called On Pink Will You Wear Wednesday.
Right,
Oh, yeah,
right,
okay.
right.
I don't
Extended
know if
name.
they want even. I don't even know if they want people to know that, but
Oh, top we'll cut it out for
Sorry.
Friday.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
confidential information.
No, but yeah, they were just as amazing. I remember being so blown away, especially by Tom Giuzio on
Oh, yeah.
bass. I was like, wow, because they were 2 years younger than I was, and I was just like, whoa, this is really a heavy band. And they've been playing together their entire lives, I think, basically.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's why
for
it's so
years.
tight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
read
Oh,
each
yeah.
other's minds, I think.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So cool.
Speaking of shows, what let's kind of go back into the past a little bit real quick here. What is your favorite show that you've played? Like you have so many different musical projects and endeavors going on. So there's probably a handful to choose from, so you can rattle off as many as you'd like, really. But any shows that come to mind when we ask about personal favorites that you've put on?
Yeah. Let me think, Chris. I think There's a couple. There's like can I say 3?
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
Okay, and I'll try and include each like thing that we were talking about. Well, I would say that definitely that last Play Shoes show was really magical, just because of like it was the last set at the Stude, and the fact and just the energy of that night was really incredible. And we played last, and it was really late, and like I remember another band had been playing like a little bit longer than we thought, and we were really worried that people weren't gonna stay, and that it did, and which is always an issue when you play. You was like you want to play last, but also like, do you want to play last? Because there's gonna be like 5 people there. But it was just that the energy from that. That was the one where Gabe was in cowboy boots and Calvin Klein's, and then I guess the second one was also at the Stude. It was the only show I ever played with my band for the JONAHP stuff, and that band consisted of Cody Zussman on cello and Izzy Da Fonseca on drums. And I would love to, play with them at some point again in the future when time allows it. And that was just like a really, that was really, really like, it was the first show I'd ever played those songs at, and I was really nervous. And then I just remember like starting, and I just felt like they had my back, and I just felt so taken care of. And it was all my friends were in the audience. I mean, there were a lot, obviously people I didn't know, but it was just like this really supportive environment. And then I think Danny and Alon will agree the best show that Chocolate ever played was on December 23rd, 2015. And it was at Webster Hall, the studio at Webster Hall, the smaller room there in the basement. And it was like the most people we've ever played for. And there's a picture of it, of us playing. And I looked at that picture sometime. We were so young. Like,
wow.
Danny was a sophomore, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, he was definitely a sophomore. Alana and I were seniors. It was like the first semester at LaGuardia, senior year, and it was like the day. It was right before Christmas break. It was the day like before Christmas Eve, and it was just really, really magical. And so those are like my top 3 shows.
I love that.
That's great.
Yeah, those are so special.
Thanks, yeah.
We're going to have to take a really brief PSA break, but
Okay.
I'd love to know, we want to play one more song from Passerbys, your record that came out last year now. And do you have any faves besides, of course, Ginger Shop, the one we played earlier, that you'd like us to play?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you want to play one that's a little different, like Thin Lines.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to. So we'll play the PSAs.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously.
We're so happy you're here, honestly. This
Yeah,
is
like,
I'm glad this went through.
Yeah.
So we'll stop for a quick PSA break and then come back for that song, and then we'll talk to you. I think we want to ask you about some upcoming stuff, so we'll catch you in a sec. You're listening to WFNP.org, The Hive with Bailey Bennett.
With me.
Featuring Emma, me. So here we go.
All right, we'll be right back.
Play these PSAs quick.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi, I'd like to report a bear sighting, as in Smokey Bear.
Continue.
I was burning yard waste. He told me to remember that if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
I know that now.
Thanks to me.
Actually, thanks to Smokey.
Get your Smokey on. Always burn responsibly and contact your local fire department for open burning regulations. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sitting here on the side of life, searching but you're still gonna do what you do. The doctor's calling, but you only pick up when it's past due. I'm just sitting here trying to keep an eye on the crescent. Burn, but really, what can you do? People on their phones, but I don't think they'll pick up to call. Does this mean a thing or probably nothing at all? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Well, I should know by now how to read a letter without hurting heads, peeking through the thin. You're here, but you're not here. I always laugh when you wear that second face. I don't think I could reach you even if I tried. People come and go, isn't that funny to you? A bond is burned, a bridge is severed, really, what can you do? People are on their phones, but I don't think they'll pick up the call. Does this mean a thing or probably nothing at all? Nothing at all. 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 I should know by now how to read a letter without hurting heads, peeking through thin lines.
Hello, hello again. You're listening to WFNP.org, 88.7 FM when the clock strikes 7 at night. But this is The Hive with Bailey Bennett,
With me.
featuring me, Emma. I'm here every Friday, 8 to 10 p.m., and I just want to say that this interview, if you're just popping in or if you missed it completely, don't fear. You can hear it again this upcoming Friday, which... what is the date of Friday? That's such a good question. The 26th. Friday, the 26th of March. And we're going to try to post it as well on the site with a little write-up.
I'll also have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
On my YouTube channel.
So if you've missed it because you were doing something that you deemed more important for some crazy reason, I don't know, like class or something, work, come on. Go to the bathroom and listen. No, I'm kidding. But thanks so much for tuning in. Friday, 8 to 10 p.m., you'll hear this again. But we're here with JONAHP, who we've been interviewing the past hour. That was Thin Lines from Passerbys, our one of our albums of the year last year, for sure. Jonah, we'd love to ask you a final question about upcoming stuff, because we want more, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are so sweet. Yeah. Well, Alana, who engineered and produced Passerbys, we both got COVID tested a couple weeks ago, and we were negative, and we got together at my house, and he brought a bunch of his mics, and I had these two songs that I wanted to record. I'll give you the titles. And Emma P, who's here with us, sang on the first one. Is called I Get the Sense.
I'm blushing.
Oh my goodness.
And then the other one's called Cool Blue Gatorade, and they will probably come out sometime within the next 2 months, or
Oh my God, I'm so
hopefully
excited.
a month or something. And I'll just say I'm gonna dedicate that to my grandma, who I never really got to meet, but she plays a very big role in my life. And yeah, I'm looking forward to releasing it. And we just got Emma. Joe recorded Emma for me,
Yeah.
and
It's a
yeah,
family
it sounds
affair.
amazing. I've been listening. Yeah, it's really great to have like this I feel so lucky. I just have like all these amazing talented people at my disposal.
Aw.
It's like so yeah, and then Cool Blue Gatorade has Harry Smith playing drums. He's the drummer
Awesome.
of Play Shoes, so you can hear him all over Play Shoes.
Oh,
And
that's so lit.
yeah, he's
I'm
my
excited.
drummer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have the two greatest drummer friends
Yeah.
ever, Harry Smith and Izzy Da Fonseca.
So
And,
cool.
also, I just wanted to mention Izzy sang on Thin Lines as well.
Yeah, she sounds awesome on that
Yeah.
song.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
cool.
Yeah. So, that's I think, and then, I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been working on like making clothing a lot lately.
I wanted to ask about that, actually. That was like one of the last notes.
Yeah, I
on
have
here.
clothing circled on my paper. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I've been really bored throughout the pandemic, and I was babysitting before all this, and then it was let go from my boss, and because they didn't want me around for obvious reasons, like way back in March last year, and so I just have been trying to find things to do, and I lived in Boston for the month of October, and there was a sewing machine at the house that I was living at. And my roommates I was just really curious. They were always making stuff, and I was just really curious about it. And I just got you can follow. I'm gonna shout out Nestor Bakto or Batko, or I think on Depop and Instagram it's Nestor Patagia, Patagia, and Ruben Holbein of the band Queen Crony. I don't know if you guys know. They're great.
I don't think I do.
Oh,
I
they're
feel like
so
Joe
good.
has a shirt or something.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They both kind of took me under their wing unknowingly, and I just like learned how to sew from them.
That's
and
awesome.
I just have and then I saved up for. I just had some money that I was like, okay, I need to get a sewing machine when I get back to New York, and I've just been sewing a lot and making clothing. So you can find that on my Depop Jonah Pomej. And also on my Instagram, Jonah P Designs. I'm sorry I'm plugging myself.
No, that's okay.
go
That's
for
what
it.
you gotta do.
Yeah.
We're gonna plug you
we'll
too.
plug you also. Yeah.
But that to me is like really just such a fun thing to be doing, even when except I like mess up most of the things I do and I have to start all over.
Aw.
Because there's still like a huge learning curve.
Totally.
Oh yeah, I cracked open a sewing machine once and I hardly even got the basics down.
It's so unforgiving.
Yeah. Oh.
It's brutal.
How do you thread the thing, man? It just comes out every time. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know the names of like any of the parts.
No, I know nothing.
Like I don't.
It's
I
like
don't know.
the round thing number 1 and like round thing number 2.
Yeah.
Where do you get your the textiles though? Because the fabrics are beautiful. Tom just bought a he got a sweatshirt and the fabric he has on his is gorgeous. So like I'm just curious where you get those.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of stuff off of Etsy. There's like fabric packs that you can get for like $5, and somebody will send you just like a plastic bag with like 50 scraps of fabric. And then also, I buy fabric by the yard at Mood Fabric Store in New York City. And when I was in Boston, I still have a lot of fabric from when I was in Boston. It was a lot cheaper and more accessible. There's a place called Sophisticated Fabrics, SEW, Sophisticated, really cute. And it's mostly just like online, mostly Etsy, and I went in Mood, and then some from Sophisticated Fabrics.
That's
also, there's
awesome.
onlinefabricstore.com.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
Good deals.
So we're gonna have to sadly wrap things up as it's hitting noon o'clock. But we want to thank you so much, Jonah, for being here.
Thank
and
you guys.
You can
Seriously.
yeah, I mean, this was such a good experience for me and Bailey. I think I can speak for both of us when I say that.
Yeah, I've been wanting this to happen for a while.
Me too.
Me too. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, and follow Jonah. Jonah Pomerantz, right, is your Instagram name, and you're on Spotify and Apple Music as Jonah P with no space in between.
Capital J.
So check out Passerby Rise, which we played those 2 songs from, check out Chocolate, and, Play Shoes. All the bands we talked about today are fantastic. And again, it really is a family affair. It's such a beautiful community of music. And again, if you're listening now on Wednesday, tune in again Friday night, or tell your friends to tune in. We're going to have a little, promotion for this interview on our site, WFNP, on Instagram, WFNP The Edge, and WFNP.org. There'll be something written up about Jonah and this show that we did. So thank you so much. Jonah, if you have any final words before we depart, you're welcome to say.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I've said it a million times. I'm really, really grateful for this opportunity, and I love talking to you. And Bailey, I hope that we get to meet in person soon.
Aww.
Man, I was just thinking that. I was like, dang, like I don't have any like stories yet.
Aww.
Yeah.
But
we've got a lifetime ahead.
Yeah, all in
we have
good
a
time.
lifetime. Yeah, I'll come up to New Paltz soon.
Totally.
Sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Be safe, everybody.
Yeah, you too, and thank you again so much.
Yep, this is The Hive. Tune in again next Wednesday with Bailey.
At 11, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks
for
much.
tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
WFNP, Rosendale. So this is us trying to be creative. What do you think of that?